John Kelly, who is the president's chief of staff, who was brought on to be supposed to be a mitigating factor, supposed to elevate the premise and the power and the pomp and circumstance of the presidency, supposed to be the adult in the room, has been dragged down to Trump's level, because now apparently he will only talk on Fox News. And last week he was lying on a sitting congressman with easily provable facts, and now he's rewriting history. He is saying that the Civil War happened on Fox News. Of course, Laura Ingraham, of course, they are never going to challenge you about anything you say on Fox, because they probably agree with him a lot. But he said that it was a lack of compromise that caused the Civil War. A lack of compromise. Let me ask you, what compromise should there be when men want other men to stay slaves or chattel? What would the compromise be? Should they not be able to beat them or rape them or sell them on Tuesday? That'd have been a hell of a Taco Tuesday, right? Should it be that they can only be free sometimes or not? Either the thing in America now that is coming to the forefront more and more is that we speak out of both sides of our mouth. We say things and then we take them back. Either you believe that all men were created equal, or you do not. Either you believe that slavery was a blight on our country and our original sin, or you do not. You cannot have them both. You do not get the foam off both beers. Either you believe that we all are created equal, or you don't. If you believe that slavery is our original sin, you cannot want monuments to the perpetrators of the sin you're supposed to be ashamed of. You can't have them both. You cannot tell me how Colin Kaepernick, who led a peaceful protest, is a traitor, but Robert E. Lee, who led a violent one, is a hero. Colin Kaepernick never killed one human being, not one American. He challenged it to be better than itself. Robert E. Lee physically challenged it and killed thousands, hundreds of thousands of men. One is a hero and one is a traitor. You have to tell us, be consistent, tell us what it is. If you're telling me that we are all created equal, you cannot believe that the Civil War is a lack of compromise. It was a lack of humanity. There were men who believed that you should be able to have the right to own other men. And as far as compromise, we've tried that before. We've given you the Missouri Compromise. We gave you the Electoral College, where we let people who don't even have the electoral might that we give them have a vote, have the biggest say in who the president is. The people with the least to offer educationally, the southern states, and economically get the biggest say. You've had your compromise, and you keep fucking it up. You can't tell me that we are this or that. If you want those monuments, you can't say that you're ashamed of slavery. You cannot say we're created equal. You were born, John Kelly was born in Boston, or I guess he was raised in Boston, which was also segregated. Either we are or we ain't. The problem is in America is the reality of us is in conflict with the idea of us. The idea of us is aspirational. But Barack Obama is what we want to be. Donald Trump and his minions are what we are. Either we are a country that believes certain things or we do not. If you want to keep those monuments, keep them in your neighborhoods. Keep them where you go to school. Why should we go to underfunded, inferior schools with statues and named after men who only wanted to subjugate us? Our schools are so shitty, we don't even have the books to tell us who the dude on the horse is. Everybody thinks it's Seabiscuit. Is you is or is you ain't. You cannot have them both. If you want those monuments and you believe that Robert E. Lee was a hero, but yet you tell us we move on and we're for everybody, that would be as if me and you, Jasmine, were in a relationship and I was brutal to you for years and years and years. But we decided we're going to work it out because we have history together. But I insist on keeping the mementos of the ass whoopers I handed out to you. We look at the pictures every morning and I go, oh, this is where I chipped your teeth. We should put a statue right there. Yeah. You cannot want to move on. You cannot want everybody to be American and do the things you do. You cannot want to discriminate against the LGBT community. You cannot want to ban Muslim. You cannot honor people who go to Charlottesville and run over people out with cars and call them equal. You cannot have both these things. Either you are or you ain't. You do not get to get the phone or both beers. You don't get to have everything. Either you are what you say you are or you're not. All right, that's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.R. Hughley Show.